Pope Leo the 14th on the importance of cinema. I'm not sure if any of you caught this video here. He's speaking, but let's hear what he has to say. Some interesting words on the importance of cinema.
Culturali. Dobbiamo abitarli, costruirci relazioni giorno dopo giorno.
Wait, is this all in Italian? What's going on here?
Yeah, like, wait a minute,
Are there subtitles?
I mean, preach, brother.
Ma le sale cinematografiche
Cultural facilities.
Se la veritasse.
Cinemas and theaters are the beating hearts of our communities.
Okay.
Because they contribute to making them more human. If a city is alive, it is thanks in part to its cultural spaces. We must inhabit these spaces and build relationships within them day after day. We must nonetheless, cinemas are experiencing a troubling decline, with many being removed from cities and neighborhoods. More than a few people are saying that the art of cinema and the cinematic experience are in danger. I urge institutions not to give up, but to cooperate in affirming the social and cultural value of this activity.
All right, that's the crux of what he said. Sorry about that mix up there. But here's the thing. Let me just say this, please. Can God save cinema? When the mouthpiece for God is saying movies are in trouble, movies are in trouble. God, we need help. He's mentioning that cinemas are closing. We have another news stories about can the movie industry be saved, but we do this every week now. Because we see the dwindling box office, the worst October since 1997. But the Pope has even acknowledged this. Sorry, cut you off, Steph, but like, please, what do you guys? The fact that this got the Pope's attention is very crazy to me. So go right ahead. Who wants to jump in?
It would take a miracle to save Hollywood.
We were saying pasta names because it sounded like fun. Broccoli. Anyway, is even New Jersey
sees the importance in it, and it's reached the Pope, it's reached the Vatican. It speaks volume to the state of the movie industry, of Hollywood, of movie theaters in general. They're trying to do everything to get people to come to the theaters, and. It is a huge thing. It is a huge thing because, people would come together. Tom Cruise said it. You come together, you laugh together, you experience this movie together. It's supposed to be like an experience, and nobody is going to theaters anymore. Nobody's going to movies anymore. Yep. Why? Why is that? I think that it's because Hollywood has sort of lost sight of entertaining the public and has sort of switched to lecturing the public and pushing their agenda, and nobody wants to go to the theater to be preached to. You go there to be entertained, so there needs to be a switch up in Hollywood, and they need to start entertaining again.
Yeah, far be it for the Pope to preach at people.
Right.
How dare he? But chat adding the important context because I remember reading about this. Like, this is the first American Pope. He's from Chicago, so he's probably fucking intimately aware with the cinema and how fun it used to be.
Yeah. Right. And they devalued themselves too, especially during COVID and all that, right? It's like when you're just pushing high value things straight to streaming, people are like, well, why do I give a shit if I go see it in the movie theater? So between that and the raising or how good home theaters have gotten to on top of that, it's like, it's a tough battle.
Yeah.
Well, when you look at like when Dune came out, the first Dune, and it premiered on HBO Max the same day as in theaters. Now, I saw it in a theater and then watched it a couple times that weekend, I have to admit, but it doesn't have the same value. It's not, what Hollywood did with their pivot to streaming is they made their product worth less.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not more, and then charged more. And even this, look, I have the AMC A-list. It's $25 a month. I get more than my value out of it. I see at least one movie a week, if not in some weeks, 4 a week. I get a lot out of it. So, and that's worth it to me. But what they're having to do to the lengths they're having to do to keep themselves relevant. It's kind of sad to me. And the Hollywood product, a movie, is not the only thing in theaters.
Yeah.
You've got your retro, you got anime, retro movies like Back to the Future and older.
No one's taking a chance. Like no one just goes to the theater. Let's see what's playing.
Concerts.
Right.
That's how
Yeah,
we used to do it. We used to just
it
roll up
is.
to the theater on a Saturday afternoon with all the homies, and it's just like, hey,
Yep.
what do you guys want to watch?
For
I don't know.
$5.
What's playing?
Right.
Yeah, and then we go
Mhm.
look through, and okay, this movie's showing at 6:30 and might be like 4:00. It's like, all right, this one's showing at 6:30. You guys want to check that out? Sure, let's watch that. And then for the next
Right.
2.5 hours, we're wandering the mall and we're doing whatever it is that we're doing, hanging out, checking out the girl at Miller's Outpost that I've been trying to talk to for the last
Miller's Outpost.
month or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it used to be. That is
Yeah.
no longer the culture for young people. Young people are now online. They hang out with their friends playing PlayStation. They got controllers and headsets and all that. That's how people hang out now. And so I think that, the old ways of hanging out and movies being a part of that, that's a thing of the past. So now we're transitioning into a new era, of pop culture and everything else where, like, Matt Smith was saying, it's like, we don't even know what this is going to be,
Yeah. And specifically not knowing what movie, like no one's just going to go like, oh, I'm just going to see Begonia. That sounds fun. Everyone like they read reviews and they wait for Criticless and Rotten Tomatoes to,
Mhm.
Right.
See, and this is why Hollywood is shooting themselves in the foot, right? Because they have so much competition out there. They're competing with streamers. They're competing with TikTok. They're competing with so many things, and yet they still have the gall, the audacity to push people away from their movies and say that this isn't made for you. And Hollywood actors come out and criticize the audience. They have movie reviewers who are in bed with Hollywood, who are doing the same thing as well, attacking the audience. And like they're shooting themselves in the foot. They're not doing themselves any favors by doing that. And then you have someone like Tom Cruise who's just like, thank you so much for coming and watching the movie. We appreciate you guys so much. It's so simple. But I feel like their ego has grown to an exponentially to where they feel like they can, sit in their mansions and have the audacity just to lecture the movie going audience, the people who you need to support your movie, who you need to go and see your movie in order for it to be successful. And like the ego in Hollywood is just out of control.
Yeah.
Name any other industry that could have this many failures and still succeed, right? Like, I mean, with the past couple of years we've had, how many other industries survive with that, with just putting out crap? So no one's going to take a risk on that anymore. Why would you? Like you guys were talking about with $20 or whatever for a movie ticket. I'm not going to take a risk on that. Not until I know.